morning. My name's Luke Fuller. I'm a physiotherapist and osteopath. Today what I'm going to take you through is a fast, efficient warm-up for your body that you can do anywhere. It's great for tennis because it involves total body movements, multiple planes and multiple joints. So just like tennis is, yoga and these body type warm-up movements can be transferable. You can do some of them standing, on all fours and in different positions. So you don't have to do them all at once, but I thought I'd take you through a little warm-up that I've done with players before, and it can help their body get efficiently ready for action. So what we're going to do to start is just some nice little shoulder circles. So today we're going to address every joint in our body. So, and you'll feel good afterwards. So you can do this with your players. Start with some nice gentle shoulder circles. And then we'll go into the neck. So just going to take the neck one side to the other. Remembering this could be something that you do first thing in the morning. So you just go gentle with the body and warm it up. It's important to connect the breath. You're just going to take some nice, large, deep breaths in and out. Just going to reach up and over, take the arms back, reaching nice and tall. It's a great one for the shoulders. Now, we're going to start imagining like we're carrying some plates. We're going to open up, extend the elbows, and then come back in. So nice fluid Tai Chi type movement. Do about 5 of these. You can obviously do more. I say if something's feeling good, you can actually do a few more, because each day our bodies are different. Now we're going to have one palm down, one up, and then we're going to look at the palm that's up. We know we want to maintain that supination, or the palm pointing up to the sky in tennis, so this is a great one to restore the supination. If anyone's interested, I'm always happy to take people through this movement or a similar movement. We can tailor it for your player. Now this one just to open up the shoulders. shake it out a little bit, reset yourself. Now we're going to get the spine nice and warm and moving with some roll downs. So a big breath in to prepare. This one we're looking to get each spinal segment moving independent of the next one. We know in tennis that the spine is still the most injured place in tennis, so we want to make sure that we get this moving well and prepared before we go onto court. This next one we're going to just stay down and we're just going to move our body a little bit just to open up the hips a little bit more and lengthen the spine. So with that one, I'm just rocking from side to side, allowing my whole body to fold over my spine. So that's a good start. You should be feeling quite good already. Now we're going to go into the hips, and this will be a familiar one to many, but good to open the hips, get that external rotation going. While we're at it, we can do go the other way. So you can make these movements as static or as dynamic as you like. Obviously before you play and practice, it's better to do dynamic, but then afterwards you could incorporate some of these into longer holds and things that would, address some deficiencies that you may have, or tightnesses around the body. So next one, what we're going to do is just like a sit and reach. We can do multiple directions. This is a great one to get into the side of the hip. And sometimes I use it diagnostically as well to give players particular exercises or one hip that they need to address more than the other side to optimise their on-court movement. What we're going to do now is take the legs apart, go into a little warrior series. So firstly going to start lunging down. Opening up the side and reaching over. So just go to where your body feels comfortable at the start. May feel a little pop or click in your hip as it opens. And each time we're just going to go down and open the hips a little bit more. another round of that. And you can find that already you can go a little bit deeper. Possibly reach a little bit further. Now while we're down here, you can already see that I'm a little bit more open, great for when you're sliding on the clay courts. We're going to add some rotations as well. Now to really open the hips, we're going to drop down into more of a squat position, staying up tall with our trunk, and we're just going to do some small bounces. So this is really good to get deep into the hips, open up those hip joint sockets, and then we can come across onto one, lift one toe up, and continue to do some small bounces. Drop back down, across to the other side with some small bounces, and then back to the middle. You find with that one, as you do it, you'll be able to get down a little bit deeper. You can always come back to the central point and just open those hips up, and you feel already that they're moving much freer and ready to go for a great practice on court. Now this one we're going to rotate. And reach back. So do 3 or 4 with movement, and then we can actually hold it and get a little bit deeper into the stretch. And then the other side. So our hips are feeling nice and free now. We're just going to let our trunk go, nice and floppy with the arms. Just want to sort of get that counter rotation between the hips, pelvis and trunk. Opening up the scapula so the shoulder's nice and warm and ready to serve. So you've got some blood flow going, you can shake that out, you're starting to feel quite good. Now we're going to do a walking downward dog. going to lift up. And then reach across the other side. We're going to step our way through, open up the hip, and then combine some rotation. Now you should be able to push that hip out a little bit wider. Just stay there and open it up. And we can come over the planted foot and mobilise the hamstring. Back into the downward dog. And then through to the other side. Pop that hip out again. Nice stretch into that. Move your body across. Mobilise the hamstring. And we can come back through. Some nice deep breaths again. So you can see how we're addressing each joint in the body, really connecting our breath, being grounded through the feet, and combining some great rotations around the hip and spine. The idea of this, you can do it all together or you can break it up into little segments, standing, and I'll show you a couple of things we can do actually on all fours in a moment. But if you are doing it first thing in the morning, just waking up, this is a great one. You get into a lunge and get your arms moving. And you do 10 or 20 of these anywhere, you're going to start to feel like the blood's flowing, your body's ready for action. So you can reach and open with the arms. Bring the hips through. So now I'm going to go on to all fours. Show a little series there. The first thing we're going to do is target our scapula with some protraction and retraction. And then just rotating the neck. Before we do some neck movements backwards. And then again addressing each part of the spine with the hump and hollow. I'm just showing a few more for demonstration purposes, but you can do as many of those as you like. Now we're going to go back into the corners of the hip and just do that with movement. And you may find one side's a little bit tighter, so you can go back into that side a little bit more, a few more times, just to really free up the hip. And you can combine it with some rotation to the opposite side. Now back in that all fours position, we'll do some more hip circles. So we're going to take one leg out, do 8 little circles one way, and then 8 the other. And do some larger circles. Lubricating the hip joint. We know it's a 3-dimensional joint, so we really want to open that up to maximise movement. Now this one we'll just go out to the side, thumb up, most people would have seen this one, the bird dog. And even go diagonally out to the side. Okay, now we're just going to sit back into a child's pose. Push the hips back. And we can stay back there and add some rotation of the trunk, the upper trunk this time. So this just locks the back in at the bottom and focuses the rotation a bit more on the top of the spine. And then if we want to sort of open that rotation a bit broader, we can come out here and open up to each side. Again, opening the hip or the adductor while we rotate. So now on all fours, we're just going to stay in that position for one more thing. We can get some, open the hips a little bit more. And we're just going to mobilise the internal rotation of the hip. So we've warmed up the hips, we've warmed up the trunk, we've got the spine moving. On all fours, we're just going to do an exercise which is great for the serve and opening up the sides of the ribs. A little bit on our knees. So you're starting to feel quite warm and loose now. And we can condense this workout into as little as 10 minutes and as long as, an hour and a half with some holds and extra movements. Open those shoulders again. While we're here, we can do some eccentric lengthening of the quads. And usually I'll tailor the movements to the player and give them a series of exercises that they can do. They may just break them up into standing one day, they might do some more things on their knees or on all fours, or they may do the whole workout. So we know it's important to get those hip flexors open. We can open those, we can reach up. We can also go down to the side as we lengthen further forward to open that side. And we can also rotate. All very important for the hip. Keep the tailbone tucked under. Like we say, we can do the reach if we don't lose that tailbone position. Open up the side as we lunge into it further. And then rotate. Last but not least, I'm just going to show a few exercises laying down. The glute bridge, but this time we're trying to get each part of the spine moving. We're squeezing our adductors together without moving our knees. On the next one, we're going to keep our hips up and we're going to mobilise the hamstring. This time we'll put one leg over the top with the low spine twist and just effortlessly drop that top leg to the side. And this may even be a recovery type exercise. But as we mentioned, favouring that dynamic movement before play. A final one I'm going to show on laying down is like a lifting of the legs and getting some abdominal work. So just to fire up the abdominals, you can see how we can use this even as a strengthening exercise if we wanted. But for these purposes, just a quick warm up. We can do 10 to 12 of these. So imagining we're going to squeeze our hips together, our knees together, as we reach up to the ceiling. And finally, we're going to sit up, do some 90-90 movements with our hips. Body's feeling quite good and warm now. We can also lift and hold and lower. Opening up the front of the hips. So there you have it. That's a good warm-up for any tennis player waiting to get ready for practice or play. We can tailor them to your needs of your player, or depending on their needs, their body type and their injury history. But that's just a general program and warm-up that you could use to optimize your body and get it ready for good performance. Hope you feel good, and thanks for listening. My name's Luke Fuller. I'm a physiotherapist and osteopath. I've worked on the tour for about 15 years now, so please get in touch if you need any help or advice with physiotherapy, osteopathy, dynamic warm-ups, strengthening, or tennis-specific movements. Have a great day.